Benson Andrew Idahosa, born on 11 September 1938, was a charismatic Pentecostal preacher and founder of the Church of God Mission International, which grew to become one of the largest Pentecostal churches in Africa with its headquarters in Benin City, Nigeria. His church has many branches across Nigeria and other countries such as Ghana, Togo, and Liberia. He was not just a preacher but also a teacher, an author, and a businessman. As the first Pentecostal Archbishop in Nigeria, he was renowned for his robust faith. Born to a non-Christian parent in a predominantly non-Christian community, into a family of 8 children from a polygamous father, he was rejected by his father, John, for being frail and sickly. He constantly had fainting spells as an infant of about 8 months old, and on one of his spells, his mother, Sarah, was instructed by the father to abandon him at a waste dump site, presuming him dead. Hours later, he came back to life and began wailing and was rescued by his mother. Growing up in a poor household and like most of surrounding houses, his family home was a mud house. Benson was not able to attend school regularly because his parents could not afford to pay his school fees. This reality denied him access to education until he was 14 years old, when he was able to attend a local government school. He had to sell firewood, coconuts, and bananas to support his family. At the age of 17, Benson Idahosa had a life-changing encounter with Jesus Christ, which transformed his life. He got converted to Christianity by a certain pastor, Opo, and joined his flourishing congregation as one of the first members. He became a born-again Christian and began to witness to his family and friends. His zeal for evangelism led him to start a house fellowship, which grew rapidly into the audience he has today. Benson Idahosa's passion for spreading the gospel continued to grow, and he became a full-time evangelist traveling across Nigeria to preach the gospel. As a youth, he was very active proselytizing and converting many to Christianity. As a young Christian, according to the unveilingthescriptures.com, he brought a young girl who died back to life in Benin City. This happened after he heard a stirring message from his pastor about how God can do all things. After this, he proceeded to gain further knowledge in theology in America. Later, Idahosa met one of the Apostolic Church missionaries, S.J. Elton, and they became good friends. Elton became Idahosa's mentor, and it was him that introduced Idahosa to Gordon and friend Lindsay. Both Elton and Lindsay ordained Idahosa into ministry in 1971. Idahosa was granted scholarship to study at Gordon's Lindsay Bible College, Christ for the Nation Institute, Texas, United States. A doctorate of divinity in 1981 from the Word of Faith College, New Orleans, and a Doctor of Laws degree from Oral Roberts University in March 1984, and also received other degrees from the International University in Brussels, Belgium. Having gained much exposure outside Nigeria, he went ahead to establish the Benson Idahosa University in Benin, Nigeria. Benson Idahosa's ministry spanned over 3 decades and impacted millions of lives across Africa and beyond. After experiencing a revelation from God calling him into ministry, he began to conduct outreaches from village to village before establishing his church in a store in Benin City. Known for his boldness, power, and prosperity-based preaching, as well as an enormous faith in the supernatural, he was instrumental to the strong wave of revival in Christianity and marked conversion from animism that occurred between the 1970s and 1990s in Nigeria. He is regarded by Christian folks as the father of Pentecostalism in Nigeria and was the founding president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN. Many prominent Nigerian pastors like Ayo Orishajafor, which is the current president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, David Oyedepo, Felix Omobude, Fred Ado, Bishop Mike Okonkwo, and Chris Oyakhilome were his proteges. The headquarters of his ministry, Church of God Mission, is a cathedral with a seating capacity of up to 10,000 people and has branches in many areas of the world, from Europe to Africa, to Asia, and to America. With his main task being evangelism, he launched Idahosa World Outreach Television Ministry, which was a broadcast reaching a potential viewing audience of 50 million people. He was used by God to perform many miracles, including healing the blind and, according to unveilingthescriptures.com, raising 8 people from the dead at different times in his ministry. He had strong links with international gospel ministers like Billy Graham, T.L. Osborne, Kenneth Hagin, Benny Hinn, Ryan Bonnke, Maurice Cerullo, Oral Roberts, amongst others, and took the gospel to 145 nations in his lifetime. At the time of his death in 1998, he had preached to more whites than any black man and to more blacks than any white man. Apart from his pastoral work, Idahosa was also a renowned teacher and author. He wrote several books including Faith for Prosperity, Count Your Blessings, and Breaking the Spirit of Poverty. His ministry impacted and raised a lot of upcoming ministers in Nigeria who needed a father to look to. There is hardly no great minister of God in Nigeria today who did not connect to him physically or from a distance. They include Pastor Iye Adeboye, Bishop Oyedepo, Bishop Wale Oke, Pastor Kpoju Oyemade, Reverend Chris Oyakilome, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, to mention a few. His desire to meet the needs of the total man led him to establish several other arms of the ministry apart from the church. They include the Faith Mediplex, All Nations for Christ Bible Institute, Word of Faith Group of Schools, and Benson Idahosa University, which is currently under the leadership of his son, Reverend F.E.B. Idahosa. His wife, Margaret Idahosa, is currently Archbishop of the church. Idahosa's legacy is not just limited to his ministry and education, but also to his humanitarian work. He was a strong advocate for social justice and he fought against poverty and oppression. He established several outreach programs, including a school for the deaf, a rehabilitation center for drug addicts, and a center for the physically challenged. Benson Idahosa was a trailblazer and a pioneer of African Christianity. He challenged the traditional African beliefs and practices that were contrary to the gospel of Jesus Christ. He was instrumental in the growth of Pentecostalism in Africa and played a significant role in breaking down the barriers of colonialism and racism. Idahosa passed on to glory on 12 March 1998. He was survived by his wife, Margaret Idahosa, and 4 children. His wife subsequently took over as the Archbishop of the Church of God Mission International, the Christian ministry which he founded. She is also the Chancellor of Benson Idahosa University.